I really wanted to love this film, and it's just like, it has many problems and many flaws. The camera's laughing because, well, it takes from other films, and the whole subplot of stealing from many other films, and it's not original. The only thing that's original is the title of the film and the whole gimmick of the film. And I could tell you straight up that, um, yeah, the first half sucks a little bit, but like the last like 30 or 40 minutes of the film, the whole dinner scene is actually really good. Um, I mean, the plot that I made up for the film, uh, for half of the act was a lot better than what was put in this film. Yeah, this is Derek Yosh, and today on This Film Was Okay, it's going to be Dinner for Schmucks. Yeah, that's right, people. Let's get into it. The story and what the movie is about. Alright, so basically, the film is about these two characters, Tim and Barry. Alright, first, I think we follow Tim or Barry. Barry has a rough rut in his life. Of course, that his wife divorced him because their marriage wasn't going well, and she cheated on him with another man, of course. And um, basically, he has autistic problems, and of course, he has an obsession of collecting dead rats. And I really feel bad for him. Um, I mean, wow, poor guy. And of course, which one I don't feel bad for is Tim. Of course, that he has everything good in his life. He has a good girlfriend. His job, he's kind of the typical jerk of the job. And basically, to get on top, he's got to go and make fun of autistic people at this dinner table uh, event or whatever. It's called Dinner for Schmucks. And that's the whole gimmick of the film, that these two characters is got to go to this dinner. Of course, that he sees Barry, he gets Barry. Of course, he brings him over to his place, and bad karma ensues, just like Clerks. Yeah, the two characters is like Dante and Randall. I mean, Dante uh, is like Tim, and Tim is like Dante, and Randall is like Barry a little bit, not that much, and Barry is like Randall, where he messes up everything, but then he's got to try to fix it. Yeah, and I'm gonna explain the plot that I made up, and this sounds way better in than the plot that was actually in the film. All right, yeah, it's still the same plot for Barry, but here's the thing though. Barry gets Julia, and basically what happens is Julia sees this womanizer named Cameron, or however you say his name, Cavan. Yeah, this guy without no shirt, this womanizer, and my camera's laughing from it too. Yeah. So, anyways, Karen tries to sweep her off her feet, and of course, that the relationship is not going well with Barry and Julia. Of course, that she feels bad for Barry, but at the same time, Barry's ex girlfriend tries to come back into his life, Darla, which of course she is the crazy girlfriend, the obsessive girlfriend. Yeah, Darla is in the film, but I didn't like Darla that much in the film. But I would have liked if she was a subplot and the plot that I made up. And of course, that Darla is this crazy psychopathic woman that just won't leave Barry alone. And she's kind of a stalker. How, like, you have in those thriller films where they can't leave the love interest alone if it's a guy or a woman. And I found, I found this plot to be way better than the actual plot in the film. That Tim is just a typical asshole and he's gonna lose his girlfriend just because of that. And of course, in the case where in this story, where Barry is a little bit behind and he's of developmental age, he's still working and he has this art store where he sells the dead rats. And uh, what happens is Julia is kind of in the rut. That sounds way better than your actual story in the movie. Yeah, that could have been a way better plot. Just take out the generic jokes. Just try to make that more serious, really, and then have some comedic moments with Barry just doing crazy stuff, like just anything, like comical relief moments that we had in 80s and 90s films. Yeah, of course that the film came out in 2010. And yeah, just like how Nowhere to Run suffered in the plot a little bit, I do have to talk about this, and I have to focus on this. Really. Because I'm just telling you the way it is. The film could have been better than what it was. Yeah, take out the little bit of the language, take out a little bit of the profanity and the perversions. Because I'm not really into that anymore. Really. And other than that, you could have had a really good story. And I have to hit this on the nail like Van Helsing. Hit it with a stake in the heart. Yeah, it has a good side on it. That's the dinner scene, and that's it. Other than that, the film just suffers and it steals from a lot of other films that came out previous years before this film. Yeah, that was a lot of years ago that this film came out. Okay, so let's get into characters. Of course, Tim himself. Tim is the typical douchebag asshole. What more could I say about this guy? I mean, this guy should learn tips from Barry to try to cheer people up, to love and care for others. Yeah, I've been in that situation where you don't really care about anything, you don't really care about people, you just want to uh, care about yourself. But I'm trying to change here, people, really. And I'm trying to be kind, I'm trying to be cheerful, just how like Barry is. And I try to cheer others up and I just tell them, look, everything is gonna be fine. Alright? Just not focus on that stuff so much. Focus on the happy thoughts. Really. How Barry happy and go lucky. Don't be miserable all the time like him because nothing is gonna happen good for you. And guess what? That's a beautiful thing right there, really. And it's a beautiful thing for all of us when we smile. And that's what the film taught me, not to be mixed up with corporate people like this because they are always going to be miserable. And they are always gonna be trying to get you down like this. Really. And that's the evil right there. Yeah, really. I just have to mention that. Barry is a kind-hearted person. You actually feel bad for him once the film evolves, and you wish that Julia could just leave Tim and end up with Barry. Barry is the better man here than Tim. If Tim changes his ways and changes his acts, and if he sees his inner evils and what these businessmen is trying to make him, you know, it, it's just horrible, people. It is. It is. And that's the moral of this film. I know it's kind of puss to cry on camera, I know, but it's just really sad, people. Really. And it's just a beautiful thing, you know? And this film taught me this film taught me a lot, man. And to just be lighthearted and kind. To not to not be like this jerk, to not be into stupid things anymore. Really, really. And to actually care about the one woman that you love in your life and you really love and care for, and just to do good things, not to do bad things, you know? It's it's just really sad. I'm sorry, but I mean, I had to see the errors of my ways, really. And I really feel bad for Julia. She could have got, and she could have deserved more better than him, really. I understand what women see in men like this, really, when they could just go after men that just struggle in life like me and just only want one man. See, and that's the evils of this world. You can't let it corrupt you. You gotta understand where we come from, and we will always have good memories, no matter what it is. And you just gotta remember to forget those evil times, those bad times. Think of the happy times, really. And if you really love that one girl or that one woman, go after her. Change your ways. Change everything about you. Be lighthearted, really. Don't be like him. Don't be like Cameron. Really, because if you're like Cameron, you'll get crazy women like this that will follow you and basically try to ruin your life and try to corrupt your mind with evil and corruptions. Really. And let me just move on because I've been talking about that way too much. The other characters are okay. Um, they're bland, generic, and boring. Really. And this film just suffers a lot from that. I'm sorry. I mean, really. Alright, so let's talk about the acting. Alright, Paul Rudd. I mean, I forgive the guy. He can't act. I mean, his acting. He could have went to acting school. I'm sorry, people. I mean, if he would have put a lot more effort into his acting, really, and He didn't put any effort into it. He just gave a lifeless performance. He should just go more to acting school. I think he should learn a lesson from Steve Carell. Yeah, Steve Carell's performance was phenomenal in this film. It was beautiful. Really, it's beautiful. The woman that played Julia, her performance was phenomenal. Everyone else's performance was okay. It was mediocre at best. Um, some was just bland and boring. Just how like the rest of this fucking film is. Really. I'm sorry for being harsh towards the film, but it's just like, okay, your acting here just suffers a lot. And you could have a lot more better acting than this, really. I mean, the only two people that's giving a good performance is Steve and Sophie, and that's it. Other than that, all the rest of the other cast is okay. Yeah, Zach Galifianakis um, had a good cameo in this film for what it was worth. Everyone else's performance was just okay. Let's get to the writing and the dialogue. The writing as movie goes from point A to point B to point C. I only liked the dinner for Schmucks scene. That was it. I liked the gimmick. I liked that whole gimmick. And you have people with other um autistic traits. Forgive me for that. Really, forgive me. And sorry for shaking my head and nodding my head, but just what these men do, really, and how corrupt and evil they are. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I don't really like that act, but I like the act. I like the only scenes with Barry, Julia, and the dinner scene, and that's it. Because other than that, what is it? It's Paul Rudd, Tim, Kevin trying to be a womanizer again, like always, and trying to steal Julia away. And it's wrong, it's not right. Really? Okay. I focused way too much on that. Let's talk about the dialogue. The dialogue, some of it is actually pretty good, and coming from Barry, it's lighthearted, but coming from Tim and these evil corporate bastards, it's lifeless and boring. Really. Yeah, I understand you're trying to show the roots of all evil and all of that, but guess what? You could have some comedic moments with those characters, too. Really. You can make them do something funny. But no, what are they going to do? They're going to be serious all the time. Really. Really, in their words. Why not make them crack a joke or something? No, they're going to deliver lines like this. You have to go to this dinner event. It's for autistics. We have to make fun of them. And you're getting cash off of it. When, of course, you could have them say something like this. Well, we're doing this for money. I know it's wrong. Whatever's holding us back from being good, I guess we're just a bunch of mediocre heads. Because we don't care, we're evil. And we're just a bunch of shitheads. Yeah, that's right. You could have had better dialogue than that. The cinematography and the visuals was okay in some shots. I mean, really? Um, the way that some shots looked good, I like. Um, and that's it for that. Lighting was okay. Um, costumes was okay. Backgrounds was okay. The music and scores was okay for this. And overall, the movie itself. Only watched this for the dinner scene. Um, just, watch something else after this, not to feel depressed. And just be happy. Go watch E.T. or something, or go watch, a good film, a good lighthearted film. Really, don't watch negative movies all the time. Because that's what I had to learn. Because then, if you're going to watch negative films and you put your mindset to this, then yes, you're going to be miserable and sad. Just how, like, this guy is. Really. And this film just showed me the errors in my ways. I am trying to be kind. I am trying to be lighthearted. Yes. Life sucks. I get it. I do get it, but in order to succeed, you have to make others proud and happy, and to love and care for another. Because then, if you don't get that, then you will lose everything. And what are you going to have? You're going to have an uptight job, and you're going to have that woman that doesn't really love you. You're going to have that friends that don't really care about you. Have friends that are motivated and that want to do something in life other than try to be the typical jerk. Alright? Seriously. Yeah, it's hard. It is hard, but in life, life doesn't last that long. We die eventually, and uh, whatever you believe in, you will go. And that's it. Um, Other than that, I'm sorry for not talking about the film that much. Let me just shut this off. I'll call that person back. But, yeah, I had to learn the hard way, people. I had to learn the errors in my ways. I don't really care for smut anymore. I don't really care for being something that I'm not. And you know what? Be yourself. That's what counts. Yeah. Yeah, be the character that you are in the videos if you want to. Curse, do, whatever. But, just not have that negativity for everyone. Just joke on the side a little bit. Yeah. That's okay. Joke. Just joke about something. Yeah, but I'm guessing that this video was more of giving out the message of being good. I wished I could have talked more about the film, but I'm just telling you, when you make changes, you're a lot happy. don't do the errors and trials of your way, because then if you do and you say that you're something that you're not, I just had to learn. I'm sorry, forgive me that I ever did those things in those videos. I'm out. Peace.